Hi there, today I thought I would bring you a sort of different video. This one is about shampoo, and I'm going to share some personal stories about what shampoos work for my bio hair and go through the products and ingredients you should be looking for, places that you can buy them at a reasonable price, or places online that you can also buy them. So first of all, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a hairstylist, I'm not a cosmetologist of any variety. I'm just a person sharing my story with you. So do your own research, do your own experimentation to find what works for you. My story is I have scalp psoriasis, which is a skin irritation more severe than dandruff. So for about 15 years, I thought I just had dandruff, and I tried every dandruff shampoo under the sun, Neutrogena T-Gel, Selsun Blue, Head and Shoulders, prescription stuff, tea tree oil, shampoo, all sorts of things, but none of them really worked for me. And then I was watching a YouTube video about 5 years ago, and a girl was talking about scalp psoriasis, and what she was saying made a lot of sense to me, and I realized that's what I had. And she talked about what she was doing, and that was a hot oil treatment, and then changing her shampoo and the method of how she washed her hair. So I thought I'd give it a try, and it worked for me, and I haven't had a severe flare-up of my psoriasis in about 5 years. Every once in a while I get a little tiny patch if it's really hot or I'm stressed or something. So it's always dormant in your body, and it can flare up at any time regardless of what you do. But compared to having it every single day for 15 years, this is like a miracle. So I will leave a link below to my other video where I talk about the scalp treatment, which is a hot or warm oil treatment that you leave on. And today we're going to talk about shampoo. So it's pretty easy, and if you have been looking around on the internet, everybody's kind of talking about shampoo and ingredients and what can irritate your skin and what can really dry out your hair. So those two ingredients are sulfates and parabens. And I will leave links and more detailed descriptions because there's lots of different ingredients and scientific names, and you really have to check that ingredient on the back of the bottle and kind of look those up to see what they are. So sulfates are a surfactant, which means they kind of give you that rich lather, and there is what is stripping the oil and along with it the dirt. So pretty much every shampoo, every hand soap has that in it, and it's really common. So sodium lauryl sulfate is one to avoid, in my opinion. The other one is parabens. Parabens are another chemical, and they're kind of like a preservative or fungicide to keep what's in your bottle safe for months and months while it's in your shower, which can be kind of a moldy, wet environment. Now, that's another one that can be a skin irritant, and it can also work a little bit like an estrogen, but studies kind of vary on the dosage that you would require of parabens to have a really effect on your estrogen and how your hormones work. But it can be a skin irritant. Now, some people are allergic, some people aren't, so I seem to be allergic to both of those things. We're going to go through some of the shampoos that I have used. So let's get started. So one shampoo that I really like, and I think I've shown it in other videos, is a sexy hair or big sexy hair. This is the Volumizing Shampoo, and it says on the front of my bottle sulfate free. Now they've changed their packaging, and I've noticed that it doesn't say that on the front as prominently as it used to. This one is also paraben free. So you always want to not only just look for that label, but check the ingredients on the back. And the easiest way to do that, because this is tiny writing, is to take a picture of it with your phone in the store, and then you can zoom in and see, is that second ingredient sodium lauryl sulfate? If it is, then that's not the shampoo for you. But because this is sulfate free, that does not contain sodium lauryl sulfate, and it doesn't contain parabens. Parabens are sometimes listed as like a methylparaben or a hydroxyparaben or a hydropara something something. Look for that para word, because they've started changing ingredients because they know people are looking for them, so be wary all the time. This is a good product. You can find it at Ulta. You can find it online at Amazon. My local grocery store carried this, and that's H-E-B here in Texas. So anywhere that carries sexy hair, you can also ask them, hey, can you carry this shampoo? The other one that I really, really like is L'Oreal. And this is the conditioner and the shampoo. Now you'll notice that this says sulfate free on the conditioner. Almost all conditioners are sulfate free because they do not lather. So that's just kind of on there as a marketing ploy, but the shampoo is definitely sulfate free. And it happens to be vegan and not tested on animals, so that's good as well. And it smells wonderful. This is the apricot oil version and in the brown bottle. And it smells a little bit like argan oil or a sort of perfume that's kind of not really floral. It's kind of musky, but in a pleasant way. So if you're a man and you don't want to smell like flowers, this one might work for you. They have many different flavors. This is the conditioner of the coconut oil one. I don't have the bottle for the shampoo, but this blue one kind of smells like the ocean, I guess. Smells blue. But they have other varieties of these. You can find these at Walgreens, Target, Walmart, sometimes like Ulta, and my grocery store, my H-E-B sells these. And even Sam's Club sells at least one of these flavors in kind of a big bulk version. So they're pretty good. They lather up nicely because you will notice without sulfate that it's not that huge lather, but they have been making that better. And if your shampoo doesn't lather and it's sulfate free, you can do the shampoo, rinse, and repeat. But when you do your second one, it's the tiniest amount of shampoo that you need, and you'll get more of a lather. Another one I've used is Cantu sulfate-free cleansing shampoo. This is from Walmart, and you can usually find it in the kind of African American section of the beauty aisle. And I like it, I don't love it. It doesn't have an overpowering coconut smell. It smells like pineapple and coconut. And I don't know why I don't like it as much as the others, but for some reason I just don't. It gets my hair clean and it doesn't irritate my scalp. That's all that really matters. And it was not that expensive. Trader Joe's. They make a peppermint shampoo, and this one doesn't say sulfate free on the bottle. But when you go to the back and you look at the ingredients, you'll notice that it doesn't contain sodium lauryl sulfate. And it's got a lot of botanicals. It's got peppermint and eucalyptus and rosemary and a ton of other ones in there, and it smells very minty, and it is definitely tingly. I found when I first started looking for sulfate shampoo, almost all of them were peppermint flavored, and I got a little tired of that. But it's still very nice, and I do like it. Trader Joe's also makes another shampoo that's not peppermint flavored, and I like this, and it doesn't irritate my scalp particularly badly at all. It is sulfate free as well, although it doesn't say it on the front. But when you look at those ingredients on the back, it doesn't have sodium lauryl sulfate, but it does have another sulfate, sodium olefin sulfonate, which is a slightly milder surfactant. That one's kind of on the fence for me. I'm like, that sounds like a sulfate to me, but supposedly it can be derived from coconut oil, and there's a lot of other extracts in here. The other thing about ingredients is the most prominent ingredient is listed at the top. So that one's kind of high up there. So I've kind of shied away from this one when I started looking at that. but it didn't seem to cause me any problems. The conditioner, on the other hand, this is my favorite conditioner. It is really, really good, and it just slips over your hair and like spreads very nicely in the shower, if that makes any sort of sense. And it does contain argan oil, but it doesn't have a strong fragrance, and it doesn't smell like peppermint or anything like their other shampoo does. So then let's talk about baby shampoo. Most baby shampoos contain sodium lauryl sulfate. So if you have an infant that has a skin irritation, which is pretty common for them to have this dry, scaly skin because they're very fragile, you would think that that gentle shampoo doesn't have that. Most of them do. So you really have to look at the ingredients. This one is paraben free, and it's the Walgreens brand. It says it contains sodium laurate and sodium tridecyl sulfate. So it doesn't have parabens, but it does have sulfates. So, you know, try to find a baby shampoo that doesn't have sulfates and parabens in it. I use this for other cleaning purposes than my hair. And then we'll look at a normal shampoo. This is Tresemme, but pretty much every kind of generic shampoo, Pantene, you know, all of them, that main ingredient is sodium lauryl sulfate. And so I just wanted to show you this so you could see that that second ingredient up there is your sulfate, and that's what you are trying to avoid. I thought I would show you some other brands of sulfate-free and paraben-free shampoo from my local Walmart. This is Texas, so some cities are different than others. You can, of course, request from a Walmart manager or your grocery store manager or Walgreens manager if they could carry this product for you. And these are 2018 prices, so they will change over time. Some of these brands I've heard about being very good, and some of them are very expensive, and some of them are more affordable, so find the one that works best for you. If you have a favorite shampoo that is sulfate free, please leave me a comment below and let me know what you think of it. And if you like these type of non-wig videos, then let me know. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you'll be able to be notified of my next video. Thanks for watching.